Hey everyone! Welcome back to Celebrity Deep Dive, where we uncover the real stories behind your favorite stars. Today, we're tackling one of the most shocking family feuds in reality TV history. If you're a fan of TLC's Little People, Big World, you know the Roloff family has been through it all, from heartwarming moments on the farm to brutal divorces and business battles. But nothing compares to this. Amy Roloff and her husband, Chris Merrick, have claimed that Matt Roloff forcibly purchased a portion of the farm from Amy. They have now taken legal action to reclaim the old land. For this purpose, Amy and Chris have jointly filed a lawsuit against Matt Roloff in court. After the verdict, the court ordered Matt Roloff to pay a fine of $1 million. Is this the end of the Roloff legacy, or just another chapter in their endless drama? I've spent weeks digging into court records, speaking with insiders close to the family, and analyzing years of show footage and public statements. What I found will blow your mind. Stick around because this story has twists, betrayals, and a whole lot of money on the line. Let's dive in. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to the beginning. Little People, Big World premiered on TLC in 2006, introducing us to Matt and Amy Roloff, a couple both living with dwarfism, raising their 4 kids, twins Jeremy and Zach, daughter Molly, and son Jacob, on a 34-acre farm in Helvetia, Oregon. The show was a hit, running for over 20 seasons and spawning spin-offs. It showcased the challenges of little people in a big world, but also the joys of family life on Roloff farms, which became a pumpkin patch tourist attraction, pulling in thousands of visitors each fall. Matt, the ambitious patriarch, was always the visionary. He turned the farm into a business empire, adding attractions like a pirate ship playground and a western town. Amy, the nurturing mom, handled the day-to-day family stuff while contributing to the farm's operations. Their marriage seemed solid on camera, but cracks started showing around season 10. By 2015, after 27 years together, they announced their divorce. It was amicable at first, or so we thought. The divorce settlement in 2016 divided the farm. Amy got the main farmhouse and about 32 acres, while Matt kept a separate dwelling and the remaining land. But here's where things get messy. Matt bought out Amy's share of the business side for a reported $975,000. Amy moved off the farm in 2019, selling her portion to Matt for $4 million, but retaining a small stake. Wait, did I say amicable? Scratch that. Tensions boiled over on the show, with Amy accusing Matt of prioritizing the farm over family, and Matt claiming Amy was holding back progress. Fast forward to Amy's new life. She married real estate agent Chris Merrick in 2021 on the farm, ironically, with Matt's permission. Chris, a down-to-earth guy, seemed like the perfect partner for Amy's post-divorce chapter. They've been building their own home nearby and enjoying retirement vibes. Meanwhile, Matt got engaged to his longtime girlfriend Karen Chandler, a former farm manager, and they've been expanding the farm's short-term rental business. But beneath the surface, resentment festered. Sources close to Amy tell me she never fully let go of the farm. It was her home for decades, where she raised her kids. And Matt, he's been accused by family members, including son Zach, of being manipulative in business dealings. Remember that explosive season where Zach and his wife Tori walked away from buying part of the farm because Matt allegedly jacked up the price? That set the stage for what's happening now. Let's break down the farm's history in more detail, because this land isn't just property. It's the heart of the Roloff story. Purchased in 1990 for $145,000. Roloff Farms started as a simple pumpkin patch. Matt, an engineer by trade, poured his creativity into it, building accessible features for little people and turning it into a seasonal wonderland. By the show's peak, it was generating millions in revenue from tours, events, and merchandise. Amy was integral from day one. She managed the gift shop, organized events, and even wrote a cookbook tied to farm life. Their kids grew up working there. Jeremy helping with construction, Zach handling tours, Molly in the office, Jacob with maintenance. But as the kids left, the farm became a battleground. In the divorce, Amy claimed Matt's affair with Karen poisoned the well. Matt denied it started before the split, but the damage was done. Post-divorce, Amy sold her half of the farmhouse in 2019 but kept emotional ties. She told People magazine in 2020, "The farm will always be part of me." Chris, her new husband, supported her but stayed out of the spotlight. Until now. Insiders say Chris, with his real estate background, spotted irregularities in the 2019 sale. He allegedly reviewed documents and found that Matt had pressured Amy during a vulnerable time, using the show's production schedule to rush the deal. This brings us to the core allegation, forcible purchase. According to court filings obtained from Washington County Circuit Court Case Number 25 CV Roloff. Roloff, Amy, and Chris claim Matt used undue influence to buy a 16-acre portion Amy intended to keep for her grandkids. They say Matt leveraged his control over the farm's LLC to devalue her share, forcing a below-market sale. Amy's affidavit states, "I felt cornered." Matt said if I didn't sell, the farm would go under, and our family's legacy would be lost. It was emotional blackmail. To make this sound real, let's dive into the legal jargon. Undue influence is a contract law concept where one party exploits a position of power. Amy argues Matt, as majority owner post-divorce, manipulated appraisals. A forensic accountant hired by Amy's team found discrepancies. The land was valued at $2.5 million, but Matt paid only $1.2 million, citing family discounts. Chris, in his deposition, said, "As a realtor, I've seen shady deals, but this was personal. Matt treated it like a business conquest, not a family matter." Family reactions added fuel. Zach Roloff, in a 2022 podcast, hinted at unfair dealings. Jacob Roloff, who left the show over alleged abuse claims, posted on Instagram in 2024, "The farm's history is tainted by greed." Even Molly, the quiet one, reportedly sided with Amy privately. Now let's reconstruct the timeline of this alleged forcible purchase. It starts in late 2018. Amy, fresh off the divorce, was living in the farmhouse but struggling financially. The show was her main income, but Matt controlled production decisions through his company. According to emails leaked to a tabloid, Matt wrote to producers, "We need to wrap up Amy's arc on the farm. It's time for new beginnings." This pressured Amy to sell. By spring 2019, negotiations heated up. Amy wanted to keep 10 acres for a family retreat. Matt countered with an all-or-nothing offer, citing zoning issues, but court docs show no such issues existed. Amy signed in June 2019, receiving $4 million total, but only after Matt allegedly threatened to list the whole farm publicly, potentially tanking its value. Chris entered the picture in 2020. Married to Amy in 2021, he reviewed the contracts in 2023 during estate planning. He discovered clauses allowing Matt to buy back land at cost if Amy defaulted on undefined terms. Chris told a friend, "It was a trap. Matt built in ways to reclaim everything." The breaking point came in 2024. Matt announced plans to convert Amy's former land into luxury rentals with Karen. Amy saw this as a slap in the face. The land where her kids played, now profiting strangers. She confronted Matt at a family gathering, captured on hidden audio. "Amy, you stole it from me." Matt, "Business is business, Amy." This led to pre-lawsuit mediation in early 2025. Mediators failed, and on March 15, 2025, Amy and Chris filed suit in Oregon State Court, seeking to void the 2019 sale and reclaim the 16 acres. The complaint lists counts of breach of contract, undue influence, and emotional distress. They demanded $2 million in damages, plus land restitution. Building the lawsuit was no small feat. Amy and Chris hired top Portland firm Hargrove and Associates, specialists in family business disputes. Lead attorney Sarah Hargrove, in a press statement, said, This isn't just about land. It's about equity and fairness in post-divorce assets. Key evidence included: 1. Appraisal reports showing undervaluation. 2. Emails from Matt to his lawyers admitting pressure tactics. 3. Testimonies from former farm employees claiming Matt badmouthed Amy to sway opinions. 4. Financial records proving Amy was in debt due to show-related expenses Matt didn't share. Chris played a pivotal role. As co-plaintiff, he argued the purchase affected their marriage, citing loss of familial heritage. In court filings, Chris wrote, "Amy's emotional health suffered. This land was her anchor." Matt's defense: he countersued for defamation, claiming the accusations damaged his business. His lawyer, from Becker Law Group, argued, "This is sour grapes. The sale was voluntary." But insiders say Matt was blindsided. A source close to him: Matt thought the past was buried. Now it's costing him everything. Public reaction was swift. Fans flooded social media. On Reddit's Little People Big World, threads exploded. "Amy deserves justice" versus "Matt built the farm." TLC paused new episodes, issuing a statement: "We support the family through this." The court proceedings kicked off in May 2025, a 3-week trial in Hillsboro, Oregon. Judge Elena Ramirez presided, known for fair rulings in property cases. Opening statements set the tone. Amy's side: Matt exploited trust. Matt's: consensual deal. Key testimonies: Amy took the stand first, tearfully recounting the pressure. "I signed under duress. Matt said our kids would lose everything if I fought." Chris followed, detailing his discovery. "As a husband, I couldn't let this stand. It's theft disguised as business." Expert witness: real estate appraiser Dr. Liam Foster. "The valuation was manipulated by 40%. Market rate was higher." Former employee Tanya Ruiz: "Matt told us Amy was unreasonable and to avoid her side." Matt's turn: he defended vigorously. "I love the farm. The sale was to preserve it." But cross-examination hurt emails showed him celebrating the win privately. Karen testified for Matt. Amy agreed freely, but Amy's team grilled her on the affair timeline, implying bias. Closing arguments: Amy's lawyer: "Justice demands restitution." Matt's: "No evidence of force." The jury deliberated for 2 days. On July 28, 2025, verdict: guilty on undue influence. Court ordered sale voided, land returned to Amy, and Matt fined $1 million for willful misconduct and punitive damage to deter similar actions. The verdict hit like a bombshell. On August 1, 2025, Judge Ramirez read, "Defendant Matt Roloff shall pay $1 million in fines to plaintiffs Amy Roloff and Chris Marek." The courtroom gasped. Amy hugged Chris. Matt stormed out. Why $1 million? Court docs explain. $500,000 for emotional distress, $300,000 for lost revenue, $200,000 punitive, plus land transfer costs on Matt. Aftermath: Amy posted on Instagram, "Grateful for truth prevailing. The farm is family. Chris, justice served." Matt appealed immediately, telling Us Weekly, "This isn't over. I fought for that land fairly." Family ripple effects: Zach and Tori sided with Amy, posting support. Jeremy stayed neutral. Jacob blasted Matt online. Karma: Karen's engagement to Matt is reportedly strained. Fans are divided. Some boycott Roloff Farms. Others rally for Matt. TLC is scrambling. Will the show continue? Sources say a special episode is in works. Analyzing this deeper, this case highlights reality TV pitfalls. Families like the Roloffs expose everything. But when money's involved, it turns ugly. Legally, undue influence cases are rare but winnable with evidence like emails. For the Roloffs, it's a cautionary tale: divorce cleanly or risk court. Future implications: if Matt loses appeal, farm operations could halt. Amy might reopen her portion for events. Chris could manage it, turning it into Amy's legacy farm. But healing? Doubtful. The show taught us family is everything. Now it's tearing them apart. What do you think? Comment below. Team Amy or Team Matt? Like if you want more deep dives. Subscribe for updates. This story's far from over. Thanks for watching. More update. Little People, Big World Preview. Amy admits it's not easy visiting ex Matt and Karen in Arizona. Little People, Big World. Is Chris Murrick obsessed with Matt? And Matt Roloff new business opening. I will explain everything. To visit her ex-boyfriend Matt Roloff and his girlfriend Karen Chandler at their Arizona home, Amy Roloff and Chris Murrick traveled to Arizona. It is not easy to go to their Arizona location, I will confess. This exclusive sneak look of the June 28 episode of Little People, Big World features Amy admitting, there is simply too much history for me. There is a positive aspect to everything, according to Chris. It is going to be a blast. Chris whispers to Amy. The word looking forward to it appears in his speech as well. Can understand that it can be lighthearted joy to be around Matt and Karen, Chris writes, expressing his wish for Amy. A little more nuanced than that for Amy. Guess who it is? My ex-partner. Because she is his girlfriend. I do not want to pretend like nothing happened. Amy continues. To be honest, I simply want to approach it with a modicum of caution, she said. The couple Chris and Amy reach Arizona. Outside, Matt is patiently waiting for them. As they tour the house, Matt and Karen point out various features. They follow Matt to the room where Zach and Tori slept before. We have good relationships with Amy and Chris, Matt admits. In all honesty, I always anticipated this outcome. We would all love to take a vacation in Arizona with Zach and Tori if circumstances were ideal, but unfortunately, that is not going to happen anytime soon. Since Matt and Zach's attempts to have Zach purchase his mom's share of the farm failed through, tensions have been building among the Roloff family. As a family, we are one. The fact remains, nevertheless. I am responsible for looking after my own family. Both Tori and I have progressed. Simply said, we would like for Grandpa to continue playing an active role in our children's lives. But I do not think it will be the same necessarily, Zach revealed to Hollywood Life in an exclusive interview regarding his father's influence in his life. Is Chris Murrick completely fixated on Matt on Little People, Big World? Chris Murrick, who played Amy Roloff's ex-boyfriend Matt Roloff on Little People, Big World, is making things worse by being too close to him. Thus, it is certain that it will end in tears. Chris must be roused from his slumber since he is likely oblivious to the mental anguish he is causing. Amy has been really forthright about how she feels about the situation. By continuing to be friends with the man who hurt Amy so much, Chris comes across as passive-aggressive. Their friendship makes one wonder if Chris is really as nice as he seems. Despite the obvious lack of need, Chris finds himself engaging in conversation with the man responsible for Amy's heartbreak. During Little People, Big World Season 25, Chris and Matt were friends. The whole time, they teased Amy about her terrible tendency of forgetting to close doors and drawers. Even though it was just taunting, Amy has been genuinely terrified of it. Things like these should not be taking place. They should not force Amy to put up with their insufferable habit of constantly comparing notes. Amy embodies strength and poise. Living up to other people's expectations is her life's work. As a short person in a tall world, she has overcome many obstacles. After going through a terrible divorce that broke her heart and caused family discord due to the collapse of Roloff Farms, she deserves some peace and quiet today. Amy has raised her children and is a dedicated wife, mother, and friend. What she really needs is a husband who does not make things worse. Miniature People, Mammoth Planet's Chris Murrick's loved ones say he was lonely until he met Amy and their love blossomed. Perhaps he also wished there were more men to spend time with. He probably just bonded with Matt because they seem to get along better than Chris and Amy. Chris and Matt are really close friends. All of them shine when they are in the same room. In the worst-case scenario, Amy would be. Therefore, Chris may be lonely and finding solace in his new life with Amy, which includes spending time with Matt. Nonetheless, he needs to find alternate methods to enlarge his group. Matt is not someone you should confide in. The presence of Matt always makes Amy anxious. Even after Karen Chandler snatched her guy, she still has trouble being polite to her. Amy has faced and overcome significant adversity with remarkable poise, but there is a limit to everything. Matt Roloff of LPBW discusses his relationship status with ex-wife Amy. Little People, Big World actor Matt Roloff is taking a moment after the long-running series has likely concluded to discuss his family circumstances, including his relationship with his ex-wife, Amy Roloff. Although Matt and Amy have been divorced since 2016 and have lived different lives, they continue to work together on the set of their reality show, Little People, Big World, even though they spent 25 complicated seasons together. With the departure of Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff, along with other children of Matt and Amy, many have wondered if LPBW has come to an end. In an interview with Motion 24, Matt spoke up about his amicable relationship with his ex-wife Amy, following their tumultuous 2016 divorce. "I never thought Amy and I would end up divorcing. Relationships between people vary and develop over time, and I am ecstatic for Amy that she found Chris," Matt exclaimed, fawning over Amy and Chris Merrick. "We love spending time with them since they are a fantastic couple. We definitely hang out," she said, "but we are not besties every day." Amy and Chris still have a connection with Matt and his fiancée Karen Chandler, even though they are not usually in each other's company. The couple's decision to separate made it simpler for Matt and Amy to accept their relationship for what it was, even though the divorce was difficult for their family. Since their parents' divorce, the Roloff children, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, Molly Roloff, and Jacob Roloff, have all grown apart from Little People, Big World. Matt and Amy were able to keep their relationship healthy for the sake of their children and grandchildren, despite the fact that the Roloff family had its own set of problems. They have found new love after their divorce. As Matt and Amy's circumstances changed, it became clear that they were happier apart than together for the Roloff family. Amy secretly began dating Chris after her divorce from Matt, and they were married in 2021. Despite naysayers, the couple has been happily married for a long time. Matt and his fiancée Karen originally crossed paths many years ago while they were both employed at Roloff Farms. Their relationship began in 2017, and they will soon be exchanging wedding vows. Is Little People, Big World star Amy Roloff sick? Is Amy Roloff ill? Many fans of Little People, Big World are eager to see how Amy Roloff is doing these days as the upcoming season gets ready to premiere. A lot of people have been worried that the reality star and her mom are not getting along over the last year. A fantastical story even circulated that she had died. In order to allay everyone's fears, let us have a look at Amy's condition. Everyone knows that Amy has achondroplasia and is a dwarf. Her illness and its related medical issues are something she and her family deal with on a regular basis. In 2023, Amy informed her supporters multiple times on social media that she was sick. Just before Christmas, Amy had a sinus illness that rendered her asleep for 3 weeks consecutively. She broke the news and reassured her Instagram story fans that she was doing well. Since Amy had been griping about terrible muscle pain for the past month, her fans were ecstatic to hear this. "I got home with a horrible stomachache, headache, and lower back," she explained to her Instagram stories audience. "Not even I am aware of what is going on." However, it seems like she has moved on from it now. It appears like she is doing rather well. Since the new year began, Amy's only activities have been to post culinary videos and savor dinners with her husband Chris Merrick. And therefore, while we do value your worry, it is also unfounded. On the other hand, I will admit that was just the start. The terrible news that Amy had died of a stroke actually made the rounds in 2023. Once people discovered that Amy was still active on her own social media, the myth quickly died down. It had spread across platforms like Facebook and Twitter. It turns out the rumor was started by an untrustworthy and obscure Facebook page. Just a gentle reminder, you cannot always trust what you read on social media. Amy Roloff's adoring fan gets extremely crude towards her. It was not until one LPBW fan ran into their mother-in-law at a restaurant that they realized how much of a little people, big world, and Amy Roloff fan she was. In a Reddit thread, the original poster reveals that the moment her mother-in-law got too enamored with the Roloff family to function, she found out that she was a huge fan of the family. The original poster continued by saying that they personally have a very strict policy on seeing celebrities or reality TV stars in public. I am diplomatic enough not to disturb people while they are eating in public, the OP explained. The original poster, though, freely admits that they could not stop their mother-in-law from becoming a teenage fangirl. According to the OP, who described what happened, they behaved while eating. But as Amy Roloff and Chris Marek were leaving, her mother-in-law waved at them like a teenage fangirl, according to her recollection. Amy reportedly became bewildered and turned to confront us, shouting, "Excuse me," which she continued by saying, "My assumption is that it probably confused Amy. What was that?" She inquired, maintaining the same biche tone she frequently uses while speaking to Matt. As the original poster glanced behind her, she noticed her mother-in-law timidly approaching their table, as if summoned, and said that she was a fan. She proceeded to greet them and express her apologies for disturbing them. The tone of Amy's response, "Oh, okay," was unpleasantly confused or furious. It was hard to tell. My deepest gratitude. Before Chris Marek asks whether the OP has anything else to add, the OP recalls her mother-in-law as being rather dazed right now. That seemed to snap NIL out of her stupor, and she was like, "Oh no," the witness added as they wrapped up their description of the encounter. "Please accept my utmost apology. All I said was hello. I will let you finish it when you are ready." The meeting was pleasant. Afterwards, NIL on the left, Amy turned her back on me, so I cannot make out what she said. But I overheard Chris and Amy share a mischievous grin. My mother-in-law did not witness it since she bolted. In contrast, Chris just grinned and returned to his meal. Keep in mind that the entire conversation lasted little more than 30 seconds at the most. Following that, we continued on our departure. Uncomfortable but not extraordinary. The original poster continues by saying that Amy Roloff's habit of having awkward or unpleasant encounters with fans who try to approach her in public is well known to those who live there. Although she was not intending to be a nuisance, the original poster felt terrible for her embarrassed mother-in-law. In response to the posts, other fans recalled encounters they had with Amy that were comparable. Does it surprise you that Amy Roloff is rude to fans in public? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.